Merry Christmas, diggity dogs. Welcome back to the Irregularity podcast. I'm going to let him explain why he's sniffling and choking.
I ate a pepper! This is our second attempt trying to film this podcast, and I literally made him quit the first attempt because of how bad it was.
All right. Do you want to start with fights again, or do you want to go to crazy parents since you cuss during fights?
Let's just go back to... I honestly don't care.
All right. Crazy parents. Let's do this. That way you don't accidentally cuss again.
I feel like either way I'm going to cuss. The whole point of me not wanting to cuss is that... I don't know, I just don't really want to cuss my videos no more. And I cussed in the last podcast, and so I had to eat a pepper.
Yeah. So...
I'm going to make sure not to cuss in this one so I don't have to eat the other half.
Okay, so you remember back when we were stuck inside, right? There was like this news story going around about the dad, who literally caused his son to almost kill himself because he deleted his Minecraft world. All because the kid kept sleeping in. Right?
Ooh, yeah.
Why? I mean, I get that the kid trying to kill himself was probably not the best idea, and I think I might be wrong on that detail. Please correct me in the comments if I am.
I don't think he actually tried to kill himself. I don't think he got really depressed.
I think he did too. But, why?
So much milk in my mouth, silver! I'm not dying.
Anyways. So the kid's dad in that instance, I think, was in the most wrong because, yes, teaching your kids to wake up on time, early, is always a good thing. But when we were locked inside, we couldn't go outside. There was nothing to do. What else was the kid supposed to do? You know, like he couldn't go play with his friends because their parents could have been like super COVID Nazis. You know, just all over the place. Like, you can't go outside. You can't see this friend. You can't see that friend. I heard this one got infected with COVID and came into contact with this one. Blah, 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 blah. Right? So the kid probably couldn't go out to see his friends. So, you know, he's playing Minecraft. He's sleeping in. He's doing his schoolwork, though. Right? If he's getting his stuff done, in the end, I don't think it matters if the kid was sleeping in. Right? The dad was in the wrong.
We're just going to, like, Reddit post at this point. No, you want a good topic?
What?
I watched other podcasts where people discuss this, and this is personally something what I want to talk about, too, on a podcast, and that's YouTube boxing.
Oh, yeah.
How do you feel that Logan Paul actually got a fight with Floyd Mayweather?
I feel like Logan Paul is going to die. He's going to get rocked so hard that he is going to not wake up for a week.
Okay, I want to tell you this part because I heard it in another podcast. When I heard it, I just started laughing my ass off. Imagine.
Hey.
I'm not counting that. I am not eating another pepper. You will not make me. But nah, something what just made me laugh so hard about what one of the people said in their podcast was the fact, what if Logan Paul got punched so hard he shits himself?
Yeah, I'm counting that one. You have to eat the pepper.
No, I'm not eating the pepper. You are not making me eat the pepper. I don't care if I cuss in my videos. I am not eating the pepper.
Okay.
Oh my god.
YouTube boxing. I can't remember who it was.
No, I don't want the stupid dogs fighting. It's gonna ruin the podcast.
Hey, you chill. I can't remember who it was. There was this one YouTuber I watched. I can't remember if it was Odd Ones Out and I don't know. He was the one with the round head and the spiky hair. He tells stories about his girlfriend all the time. And it's animated. I can't remember if it was him.
It's Alex something.
It's Alex Smith.
I think so.
I might have that wrong. Somebody put his name in the comments. I'll look it up afterwards anyways. But Alex Ross. It's Alex Ross. That might have been closer. I can't remember. Either way, Odd Ones Out and it's Alex, or Odd Ones Out and The Amazing. I can't remember if it was those two or the other two, but They challenged each other to a chess boxing match.
Oh, interesting. Didn't you hear that Jake Paul is actually trying to get into a boxing match with Conor McGregor?
I feel like he's going to get rocked if that happens.
Yeah, either way, the Paul brothers are at a disadvantage at this point.
Yeah, like...
Neither of them have a good chance of winning.
Although, speaking of Jake Paul and boxing, people are trying to make him out to be racist because he laid that guy out. Like, knocked him out in front of everybody.
Bruh, I swear to God, the Nate Robinson memes of him getting knocked out are some of the best memes I think I've ever seen this year. It's not the fact that he got knocked out. It's just the way how he falls over. He falls over and just bounces. And then goes flying another few feet after when he bounces up in the air.
But anyways, people are trying to make Jake Paul out to be racist for knocking him out. It was a fair fight. They were both at a disadvantage in a way.
Your dog will not stop biting me, and I'm ready to kick it across the room. I'm sorry for saying that. I just
you
had
chill
to.
and you chill. You chill.
Now, as it goes for boxing matches, I remember. Okay, this is actually something very dumb. When I was in 4th grade, I was by far one of the dumbest kids. Like, forget what you knew about dumb. I had done some very stupid things when I was in 4th grade. And at the time, since I was in 4th grade, I thought nothing of it. But now looking back at it, I was like, dude, I was such a messed up child then. Like, for instance, I got into a boxing match. Okay, when I was in 4th grade, I was like 10, 11 at the time. I'm not entirely sure. And there was this one kid who I'm not going to say his name for the story just in case, because I'm not sure if he still lives in this area or not. But this kid was 16 and I was like 10. So like there's a 6 years age difference right there. And that's massive for the age that I was. And it would be me and my brother and some of my other friends, and we would just go down to the laundromat of the apartments that we used to live in at the time. And this guy would bring like some UFC fighting gloves, like professional UFC fighting gloves. And we would just beat the shit out of each other in this laundry room. Like, take it as YouTube boxing. Nah, imagine a scrawny 12-year-old against a tall 16-year-old. But I'm not even gonna lie. Although this kid was 16, like, he was trying his hardest. But me and my brother still managed to beat the shit out of him.
So, that reminds me. Back when I was in 4th grade, I went to Snowflake Intermediate, right? And I actually got in trouble for this incident because...
Why do you always say the names of the places where you go?
We can bleep it out. We can bleep it out. We'll find it later and bleep it out. But I was standing outside waiting for the door to unlock. And you can hear when the door unlocks because there's a click if you have your ear up to the door. So I got there before everybody else. I had my ear up to the door waiting for the click. And this kid walks up behind me, grabs me by the backpack, lifts me up, and sets me behind him. And he's like, that's my job. Now, I went to the other door to listen for the click, and he, like, pushed me away. And at this point, there was, like, 10 kids there now. So I looked at him, looked down, looked back at him, and smacked the ever-loving crap out of him right in his face. Keep in mind, this kid was probably twice my height and 4 times my weight. And I just slapped him with the force of a god. And he, like, stood there awestruck for a second. Looked at me, looked back at the door, looked at his hands, and I guess had that moment of thought where you go, do I hit the child back?
Do I hit the child back? Punch the baby!
No, he like looked at me, looked back at his hands, and then walked away.
It was in this moment where he knew, it would be funny to punch a child. I just can't have those charges on me right now.
Like, it was weird for some reason, too, because this kid, again, was like twice my height and probably 4 times my weight.
I can just see that confused look on him as he looks at his hands. You know, like, what happened?
It was just like, What?
Do I punch the kid or do I walk away? I mean, if I were in that mood, I would have punched the kid. Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck here. I would not hesitate at all. I would just be all like, POV, you're my kid. And just punch the child.
I thought I was bad with children.
Do you want to join us on the podcast?
No.
No? Okay. Then go away.
I came in to ask you what would you do if I called you again.
I would have to hurt you because we're recording. Go away.
Your dog just licked me.
It's fine. We can leave this in the podcast. We're at 10 minutes, dude. We're fine.
Just cut it out then, I guess.
All right. Nah, we can leave it in.
Why?
Because I think it's funny. She just walked in, looked at us, tried to walk back out, and then came in to ask me a question. Like, and that could lead us on to another topic. Annoying siblings.
Oh my god, dude. My mom almost beat the crap out of my sister.
I will break your spine.
Please do.
Anyways, go on, Damon.
Alright, so I was trying to sleep because I was very tired and I had nothing to do. And I was getting to that point like where I was starting to like fall asleep. And I was so close to falling asleep. I could feel myself almost at that point. And then I just hear my mom and my younger sister going at it. And then I instantly just wake up because I knew a fight was about to break out. And then I'm just listening in on the conversation. And apparently my sister was going around kissing a bunch of guys and putting it on social media. This is just what I heard from the whole argument. I'm not entirely sure if it's true or not. And they were like rumors going around that school. And my sister was like, put me in online school. My sister was being a brat about it. So my mom was just fed up with my sister's annoying shit at this point. And so my mom was just like, I've had enough of you. And so she took my sister's phone and she, oh my God. And she started freaking out. And another reason why my mom was so irritated at my sister this day is because I woke up on this day and I ended up missing the bus because I woke up an hour late. And my Xbox, the time is an hour off. And I thought that I hadn't missed the bus yet. And I was about ready to go walking out there. Then my younger sister sees me and she says, what are you doing home? And I said, I'm about to go out to the bus. And I asked her, what are you doing home? And she says, oh, I stayed home sick. And I was like, oh, well, that's great. And then immediately right after, she calls my mom and says, oh, yeah, he purposely ditched school, so I'm going to take the Wi-Fi so he can't use it. Then immediately right after she gets off the call, keep in mind, she stayed home sick. And immediately right after she got off the call, one of her friends came and picked her up, and they were walking around town for the rest of the day. And the second when I saw her friend there, and the second when I saw her leave, I was like, this is the instance where I wish I had a phone so I could call my mom and call out my sister and how much of a bitch she was. Oh my God. My throat is just not having it today. But no, the second when she left with her friend, I got pissed. Because, like, how are you going to call my mom and tell her that I ditched school when I didn't mean to, when you got my mom to pick you up, and then you instantly go out and hang out with friends when you're supposed to be sick?
Exactly. My really annoying sibling story. So back when we lived out east, right? My grandpa would be in charge of us when my parents were working. My dad would be out doing a construction job or something, and my mom would be out, doing whatever she did. So my grandpa one day, he thought I was sick, right? Because he was hard of hearing. My mom told him I had a sunburn. He thought she said that I was sick. So he told me that I had to stay in my room, right? So my sisters, being the little brats that they were at the time, they came into my room and
One
they
of
were
them
like,
still is.
Yeah. They came into my room and they were like, hey, just call us if you need something, right? So I was like, okay. So I'm cleaning my room. My room was spotless by the end of the day. Like, I'm not kidding. My room looked like God had descended and laid his hand upon the floor and said, let there be cleanliness. And it was immaculate. So I get done cleaning my room, and I'm very hungry at this point. Like, I was so hungry, I was lightheaded. So I start trying to call for my sisters. You know what they did? They forgot about me. They literally forgot about me and went next door to my cousin's house to go play My Littlest Pet Shops.
I mean, you weren't sick. You just had a sunburn.
No, but because Grandpa was out in the front room, I couldn't exactly go out there
Why
and
didn't
just
you
get
just
something
tell
to
him
eat.
it was a sunburn?
I tried, but he was hard of hearing.
Oh.
And he trusted my mom more than he trusted me. So, when he heard my mom say he's sick, it just got escalated from there. But this led to a bunch of instances where my sisters tried to have a mutiny, quote unquote, against my grandfather. And it was the funniest thing every time. Because we ended up just understanding that he was old. He couldn't exactly hear all the time. He wasn't exactly the best at listening. So we just kind of gave up trying to be like jerks about it. So one day we're at home and the girls had the front room for a bedroom because we ran out of bedrooms, and they had made a mess in the front room. And he came in, walked into the front room, saw the mess and went, "You guys better clean this up before your mom gets home or you're going to get grounded." Okay, that wasn't him saying he was going to ground us. That was him saying that if my mom came home and saw that, we were going to get grounded. And keep in mind, I was in my room. So I came out. I was like, what just happened with Grandpa? And they were both crying because they just got told they had to clean. Oh, my God.
Such a nightmare.
But my youngest sister stood up on this little table we had in the front room. And she goes, "You know what? He doesn't control us. We need to rise up and be better." And
I swear to God, you're starting a protest over the fact that you have to clean.
Exactly.
That's Gen Z for you, buddy.
That was the funniest part about it, though, because you imagine this little 6-year-old.
We want a raise.
Imagine this little 6-year-old who could barely control her movements as is, just standing up on the table and stomping her foot, saying that we need to rise up against the tyranny that is Grandpa.
Anyway, speaking of old people, do you remember that one guy who was all over YouTube in 2018 who was doing vape reviews and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Bruh. I was sitting in class one time and one of my friends comes up and shows me one of his videos. And my God, it was one of the funniest things I think I've seen in so long. Because he says, this is mango something. And he just says it so casually and he takes a hit off of the vape for so long. Then after that, he just blows it out and is like, "Oh." And then just starts coughing so much. And it was bass boosted to all hell. All right, what was your most favorite meme of this year?
My favorite meme of this year? Probably World War III.
Why?
Because think about it. In this year of craziness, this happened before lockdown, right? We got threats of World War III from everywhere. And it just turned out to be a bunch of people memeing about, they bombed an ISIS hideout. They bombed an ISIS hideout and killed the guy who ran ISIS, pretty much.
My guy, literally at the start of the year, he decided, nah, let's play multiplayer, then instantly went to the zombies game mode once when coronavirus became a thing. Okay, this is another question I heard. I don't remember where I heard it from. I just remember the question, and I thought it was an interesting question, and I wanted to ask it for the podcast as well. What if a zombie outbreak happens? What's your first plan? What do you do?
My immediate plan is to board up as many holes in my house as I can. Doors, windows, vents, anything that a zombie could get through, I want it boarded and, shut off.
The zombies, next to me just levitate right through your wall.
Brian.
Brian at its finest.
But no, my secondary plan after everything is boarded up is to make sure I have enough food to last me a while and start rationing it out and stick to a ration plan. Then I locate any weapons I could possibly use against the zombies.
I would eat the first child I see. And I'm not saying I would do that if I'm a zombie. I would literally do it as a human if I had to.
Oh my gosh. But no.
If there was nothing to eat, and the only option is a child, I would eat the child. I'm gonna be straight up honest here. Of course, I'm not gonna eat a child now, but if I necessarily had to in a zombie apocalypse, I just might eat a child.
My next plan would be to
Just
call up.
straight up cook it in the oven and eat it like a chicken nugget. It's small enough.
Can I finish?
No.
My next plan would be, after I locate all the weapons and pull them up, call anyone I can trust. If they don't pick up, I don't call again, because there's a high chance that either
They're dead.
they are dead, or there are zombies nearby and they have heard that sound. If I call them again, the zombies will locate the sound and possibly kill my friend, while my friend is trying to do preparations for his outbreak.
Imagine a singular phone call is what gets you killed.
Right? But if I can get a hold of some friends, I would ask them to do the same steps that I have taken. Board up any holes in their house, locate their food, ration it out, find any weapons they have, and then pool them together. And then if they can, without getting hurt or injured, somehow find a way to meet up at a place where we can pool all our rations, weapons, and anything else together, and then make a plan.
The next thing you know, you just hear from the sky, "Fetch me their souls." And then a bolt of lightning goes right through your room. It says, "Oh, well, all that preparation was for nothing, I guess. I guess I'll just die."
No, if it was like, "Fetch me their souls."
Well, I guess I'm screwed on this one. There's nothing I could do. If it were the Black Ops 3 Fetch Me Their Souls, though, you could literally poke them with a needle and they just pop. But if they were the World at War Hellhounds, that is a much different story. Those things are on crack. Like, you could have the most powerful weapon, and it takes almost an entire magazine just to put a dent on them.
Favorite Call of Duty weapon? Sorry. Favorite Call of Duty weapon?
You guys do realize he was joking, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking of my favorite Call of Duty weapon right now.
My favorite...
There's a lot.
My favorite Call of Duty weapon could be the double ray gun from Moon.
Did you have to eat the pepper?
Yes.
Half of it. I did not like it. I refuse to eat the last half.
Don't say naughty words. It was just you'll force you to eat 5 of them.
It was very bad.
Right? Those damn things are rough, bro.
It was worse than the yellow one that I ate earlier.
Janae gets off at 11 and she has it right now.
Are you YouTubing in here?
Yeah.
Right now?
Yeah.
Whoa, YouTubing.
You little YouTubers.
Live?
Podcasting.
Whoa. That's
Podcasting.
unfortunate. Are we bothering you?
No.
Are we getting in your video?
No.
No,
Are
we
you gonna
could
edit
just
this?
cut
Yes.
this part out.
Oh, dang it.
Alright. Anyways, my favorite weapon from Call of Duty is the double ray gun from Moon.
The Zap Dual.
Yeah.
If I had to choose, it would probably be the Pack-a-Punch PPSH from World at War.
Well, my thing with the Zap dual wield is that not only can you combine it and waste less ammo, but even if it's not combined, it just liquefies zombies in one shot.
Or the Sliquifier from Black Ops 2.
The Sliquifier is a good weapon, but the map they put it on.
Yeah,
The map they put it on is the worst
Verticality.
possible map.
Verticality is like the whole point of that map, where you could fall to your death
Exactly.
from a single mess up. All what you have to do is accidentally shoot that gun at the wrong time, and then you slip right off of the edge.
Exactly. Like that.
And the fact, because fall damage is one of the biggest issues in that map as well. And they have PhD in there. You can't access the perk, though, because it's in an area of the map that you cannot get to. You could see it. You could see the perk, and you're tempted to get it, but you can't. It's right there. Not
without hacks, at least.
Yeah.
And you have a hack client, but like you don't use it for that.
Mm-hmm.
You use it for like stupid stuff, like turning the zombies to tanks and then letting a bunch of tanks run rampant.
That reminds me for some reason. I remember back in my freshman year, I believe it was, coming up towards the end of my freshman year, I remember every single Friday back when I used to go to high school, I would always just pack up my Xbox in a duffel bag, and I would always just bring it to school. We would go in the cafeteria and find the closest outlet, and we would just connect my Xbox in there. And I had a small portable TV. We would always just play Call of Duty just in the middle of school.
Hey, look, just wrapped my pillow.
Oh. Your pillow just straight up Nate Robinson. But no, I still can't get over the fact on how funny that knockout was. Because she literally just punches him right in the face. He flops over and just bounces up and moves a couple more feet as he bounces up in the air.
No, okay, anyways, back to Call of Duty before we go back to boxing. Die Rise is such a bad map for this Liquefier.
Die Rise is just a bad map in general. I necessarily don't hate Die Rise, but with the other options that I have to play for zombies,
Die Rise is like your least
obviously I'm gonna go for like Origins, Mob of the Dead, Buried, hell, even Transit before Die Rise.
Exactly.
I mean, the thing about Transit and Die Rise is that they're both bad maps. Transit is bad in the way where you could actually have fun while playing the map.
Transit is the one map where I have the funniest memory. Just, there's children!
Oh yeah, because we were playing, and then when you were running through the fog, you turn around and you just see a child with a ginormous head chasing after you, and you just show, there's children on this map?
No, it was, there's babies!
Oh yeah. Knife the baby.
I didn't know that you had to knife to get it off, so I died to a denizen.
You died to a child.
I died to the denizen. Yeah. And it was like the most embarrassing thing I've ever done because like I should have figured with the amount of logic in Call of Duty that yes, you have to knife the baby if it attaches itself.
You have to knife the baby.
You have to knife the baby when it attaches itself to you. But I didn't think of it. I did not.
Why did you say like how that one guy did it? Like, I did not hit her. It is not true.
I did not.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
I don't know why. I really didn't like that meme. That was like the one meme of 2018 that I just really didn't like.
2018 memes were bad in general. Like Tide Pods.
At the time, they were funny.
Yeah.
But that's just not our sense of humor anymore.
Tide Pods and Uganda Knuckles died so fast.
They honestly did.
Like, we still joke about them from time to time. Like, if you were to say, I don't know the way, and I, like, as an ironic joke, I could just go, you do not know the way.
If someone were to even, like, unironically say it, or just ironically say it, either way, I still have to punch them.
Well, it depends on the situation. Because, like, if we're lost, and we're scared, and you go, I don't know the way home, I do not know the way home.
Either way, you still deserve to die if you make that joke in 2020.
It's like trying to liven the situation. Or if you see Tide Pods in Walmart and you're bored and you just go, hey, look, snacks.
Well, that's the one thing that's still funny. Actually, have you noticed how messed up trends have been lately? Like, when trends first started to, like, blow up and become huge things, you know, they were like fidget spinners, bottle flips, dabs, and just stuff like that. And then after when TikTok became a thing, it's literally people
downing your grandma's entire pill bottle challenge.
Yeah, it's literally just killing themselves for a few views.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm going to be famous for a couple seconds,
TikTok,
and then I'm going to die because I was stupid.
Speaking of TikTok, there's two ways you can classify people on TikTok. There's the old people who have a sense of humor or a craft channel that actually does good and gets a lot of views. And then there's Gen Z.
Oh my god.
You can classify Gen Z as its whole other side of TikTok.
Okay.
And then Gen Z has subdivisions. The worst subdivision of Gen Z on TikTok is the thoughts.
Oh my god.
The little girls that twerk on camera and then
not even
go
just
around
them.
saying that women aren't property or women shouldn't be objectified and then like go on to twerk and just show their body off all over the place. Like if you don't
and then they get mad. And then they get mad for men staring at them. It's like, I'm sorry you're making yourself look like that on the internet.
Exactly. If you don't want to be objectified, do not make yourself an object.
Exactly.
It works both ways. You can't expect people not to objectify you when you objectify yourself.
Exactly.
Like, that's always been my issue with the internet. If you have a problem, do not be part of that problem and then say that problem exists and you wish it didn't. Because in the end, that makes you a hypocrite and you sound stupid.
I just don't understand TikTok. Like, normally, like, yeah, there's, like, Gen Z, but those are, like, the older people of Gen Z who are, like, in their 20s and stuff like that who don't understand TikTok. And since I, like, watch most of the YouTube on that side, since I'm, like, more on, like, that side of the internet and stuff like that, and I just really wasn't on board with TikTok and everything, I just don't get it.
I don't even consider myself Gen Z. I consider myself what I call a Generation Y. And it's not the letter Y, it is the word Y.
Man just created a whole new generation.
No, because think about it, okay? Gen Z is like the younger children who don't have a really good sense of humor. Like, randomness makes them laugh.
Wait. Notice how her name is Gen Z.
Yeah.
Z is the last letter in the alphabet.
Don't go into conspiracy theories, please.
Just wait. And notice how bad this year has been, where a lot of people were dying, not just due to COVID, but for a lot of other things. What if Gen Z is going to be the last of the generation before humanity is extinct?
I don't think that's the case.
I'm just saying, it's interesting to think about, because here's the other thing. 2020 has been a whole train wreck. Nothing good came out of this year at all. But we get to December, the last month of 2020, everything has been good. Nothing really bad has happened online from what I could see now. Except for YouTube drama, but that really doesn't consider, like, world problems and stuff like that. Well, what if we're just getting a break for now?
I think that's because it's the end of the year. People think the year is cursed. Not just that, like, as a whole, this year has been bad for a collection of reasons. But I think that because it's December, the year is winding down, people are thinking that this curse is going to end. By the end of the year, COVID's going to be gone. You know, everything's going to be fine.
Actually, speaking about COVID, they actually found a vaccine for it. Did you hear about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there will be days where we're sitting in class, and for some reason, every single morning we have to do, like, these CNN 10 reports, like, where we just have to watch the news and we have to, like, write down the topics of stuff. And, like, for the past week, like, one of the only biggest topics for the CNN 10 reports were just vaccines for COVID.
Well, anyways, back to the Generation Y joke that I was trying to make, right? It's not the letter Y, it is the word, W-H-Y. And here's why I say it like that. Generation X is like my mom and the millennials, right? Well, Generation X actually came before the millennials, but you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Generation X is like the sensible adults who are trying to run the country perfectly, you know, make everything nice. Everything needs to be nice for my little boys and girls, my little angels, my totally not drug addicted, nicotine sucking little heathens.
You're getting way too into detail.
And then you've got Gen Z, whose humor is so randomized that I could probably Photoshop a picture of a volleyball getting dusted and say, "Spike, I don't feel so good." See what I mean? You would be Gen Z. You are Gen Z 100%.
I laugh at the dumbest things.
The way I consider it...
Bruh, man can literally just make a picture of a leg and just zoom the picture to all hell. Gen Z would be dying at that picture for an entire week.
But Generation Y is a combination of the two. If you think about it, right? We have sense, we have logic, we have common sense. We have everything that Generation X has, but we laugh at the stupidest crap. Like, take us, for example. We laughed at a guy getting struck by lightning in an anime. We laughed for like a solid 2 minutes at a man getting struck by lightning in an anime.
Because it was random.
It was funny.
You don't expect it. Or no. That one video that we've seen where the guy just does that circle hand motion thing to the deer, and then it just says, "Damn."
Yeah, exactly. Oh, speaking of, after we finished the podcast, Pootis Engage episode 2 happened.
Oh, no.
But, like, Generation Y.
No, I actually got a great topic.
My biggest joke about it is generation, why do we exist? We're always asking that question. Why do I exist? Why do I need to be here? Why this? Why that? Why the other? You know, we're always asking the question why instead of searching for an answer. So my joke about our generation is that we can't quite be a millennial. We can't quite be generation or Gen Z. But we always ask why. So we are Generation Y.
That's stupid as fuck,
Yeah,
dude.
but it makes sense, right? Creating a whole new generation to categorize people who don't feel like they fit within Gen Z or the millennials and Gen X, it's like making another piece of a puzzle that doesn't have quite enough pieces.
Oh.
And I
Alright,
realize that
so,
got way too existential, but like, podcast.
Alright, so common question that I've been hearing a lot lately at school, online, other podcasts and stuff like that. What console do you want to get for the new one? PlayStation or Xbox?
PlayStation 5, hands down. I love Xbox. Xbox is like one of my favorites. I grew up with it, but the PlayStation 5 has so much more detail and effort put into it than the Series X. And people can hate me all they want for that. But Xbox and Microsoft and Sony themselves have come out and said that it doesn't matter what you play as long as you play with friends, right? So a PlayStation 5, with the amount of controller development they put in, the amount of graphics development they put into the console, and everything they did for the PlayStation 5 versus gaming PC Xbox over here that literally could just run Steam.
Personally, I would much rather have an Xbox than a PlayStation. I mean, I want to get the PlayStation 5 just for the Spider-Man Miles Morales game because fucking Miles Morales is like hands down one of the greatest Spider-Mans. He's like my all-time favorite Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But I want the Xbox because the controller for the Xbox just feels much more smooth than a PlayStation controller.
Yeah, and I get that. Which is why, if I were to get the PlayStation
It's because,
5...
hold on, the Xbox controller, it just fits anybody who uses a controller. As for the PlayStation controller, it's just oddly shaped, and it's just much smaller than anyone's hands, and it just feels so weird and uncomfortable to hold it.
Well, my thing with the Xbox Series X versus the PlayStation 5, we are running out of time quickly. So we're going to have to finish this up and then edit the video to get out all those pieces that we need. But let me finish talking about the PlayStation 5. My thing with PlayStation 5 versus Series X is Series X was just like a hyper-developed Xbox One, if you think about it. It has the same aesthetic, it has the same buttons. It just looks like a computer monitor.
A mini
A
fridge.
computer tower. A mini fridge computer tower. Like, it was joked about so heavily that Microsoft actually went and made a fridge that looked like the Series X.
But the PlayStation 5 looks like a Wi-Fi router.
I would rather have the futuristic Wi-Fi router sitting in my bedroom than the mini fridge.
I mean,
Computer
it's
tower.
an Xbox that can store drinks. Who wouldn't want that?
Well, the other thing is, the Xbox Series X, like I said, was just a hyper-engineered Xbox Series, or Xbox One, right? Down to its core, it was just meant to have more storage and a higher bit rate. That is all the Series X was. And I'm not being facetious here. That is exactly what was said by Microsoft. It is just meant to have more storage and a higher bit rate. But the PlayStation 5 was engineered specifically for the controller haptics, where if you're playing a game that has a gun, you have controller resistance when you pull the trigger.
So this is still a topic of gaming consoles, but kind of leading away from the new futuristic consoles. Out of every gaming console to exist, what do you think is the best? And what game do you think...
What do you mean, memory-wise or, like, actually engineering-wise?
Let's just go with both, actually.
Okay, memory-wise, I have to say N64.
For me, hands down, the Xbox 360. That was a slapper of a console, and you cannot disagree with me on that one.
I'm actually at a tie here, actually. N64 versus the original Xbox.
Well, I mean, when it came to you grew up with, like, Nintendo gaming. So
I
you
grew
were
up
with,
with
like,
Nintendo. But
so you grew up with, like, those certain type
when
of
I lived
consoles.
in England, I had the OG Xbox. And the reason I loved it so much was because I found a hidden feature on the Xbox where if I went into the right setting,
in such the right way. There was a hidden game on my console. And I loved that game more than I loved any other game. I had a racing game, I had Sonic Heroes, I had everything you could ever want on the OG Xbox. I did not have Halo though, because my mom was super against shooting games. But
Dude, Halo is awesome, dude.
Halo is
Even
so
though
fun.
that Halo's a dead game, it's still such a fun game to go back and play.
I feel like Halo's going to get revived soon. They're going to do something like Doom did with Doom Eternal. Like, I don't see them doing anything else.
Even if Halo doesn't blow up again, it's still good to know that Halo was one of the best games.
But, like, if we're talking engineering-wise, the best console is the PS5. Like, I'm really sorry to go back to the PS5.
I mean, I grew up on Xbox, so it's just the thought of switching to a PlayStation, it's just weird for me.
Well,
Like,
look
yeah,
at it this way.
the PlayStation 5 may be better than the Xbox, but I'm still going to buy the Xbox because I just grew up with the Xbox. So it'll just be easier for me.
Well, my issue with Xbox Series X versus PlayStation 5, as I've said, is the amount of engineering that was put into both. The effort, right? I've looked at the controllers, I've looked at everything, and I feel like there was more effort and time put into the PlayStation 5 than the Series X. And like I said, I love Xbox, and I'm not trying to be facetious, but the PlayStation 5 is objectively the better choice. If you think about it, there's a pattern on the grips that helps you grip it more.
You are triggering the battery gang right now.
I know. I probably, but like I have to get this out. There's a pattern on the grip that lets you grip it harder and more, and it feels so much nicer. The control sticks were made for Xbox players to transition. The controller looks like an Xbox controller with the joystick and the D-pad switch.
Fun fact, I can't play Minecraft with a controller.
Really?
I cannot do it. I was watching the Scuffcast, and they mentioned something like, once when you start doing PC gaming, and once when you start using those controls, it's so hard to go back to controller. And then after when they said that, I went and I tried playing Minecraft with my Xbox controller. I cannot do it. It's basically like me trying to relearn how to use an Xbox controller all over again. So I just gave up trying to use the controller, and I'm just sticking with keyboard and mouse when I play Minecraft.
But anyways, I feel like the PlayStation 5 is objectively the better choice. Memory-wise, I would definitely go with the Series X.
Okay, would you rather have a console or a gaming PC?
Definitely the gaming PC.
I mean, I'm going to keep it a buck here. Who wouldn't want the gaming PC?
Nobody. Nobody would say no to a gaming PC. And if you look at it, gaming PCs have to be made to order. That's why there are people out there who get paid to make them. And I watched this guy on TikTok, which is one of the adults that I was talking about. They have a crafts channel, and they do what they do very well. This guy literally makes gaming PCs for a living, and he actually collaborates with big companies. Like, he made an Overwatch-themed PC.
That's epic.
He made a Minecraft-themed PC.
I actually got a good question for you. When it comes to gaming, when it came to gaming back then, it kind of really didn't matter what kind of person you were, if you were poor or rich. Because gaming back then, you didn't have, like, tiers and stuff like that. You didn't have buyable skins to make the gaming experience better. Or clans or anything like. Or clans, yeah, those were, like, huge things back then in gaming, too. But back then, when it came to clans, it didn't matter if you were rich or poor not to still have fun. Because you actually had to play the game to get the experience, so you could level up and unlock your new weapons and stuff like that. Compared to gaming now, if you just have, like, mommy's credit card, you could just buy the entire stuff and then just play the game with everything already when it first came out. It's like, what's the point of that? Like, the entire point of that is to just flex to everyone else. Oh, yeah, I have money and you don't. Like, let's say I had a bunch of money and I'm able to just buy out the entire game before anyone else can, and I don't even... Hold on, that's something else what kind of pisses me off. Like, the whole point of the game is to level up, to unlock those new items, those camos, those skins, whatever game you're playing. when it goes from Fortnite to Call of Duty. Doesn't matter. Every single game has that system where you have to level up to unlock new items.
And then
But when you have the people now who are just rich and stuff, they just completely max out their battle pass, whatever the hell you want to call it, for whatever game it is you're playing. And it's just, what's the point of it?
like, okay, so I get what you're saying, and I'm gonna give an example here, right? So last season of Fortnite, the Marvel season, right? You could get foil skins for getting to certain levels. And I really wanted the rainbow version of She-Hulk. So I ground for weeks upon weeks upon weeks. And I didn't even get Golden Wolverine. I didn't get Golden Iron Man. Like, I was that far behind.
I mean, the point is that you still tried.
Yeah.
And you still
I
had
tried.
fun leveling up and everything.
Exactly.
But the people who just buy it, like the whole
Exactly.
point of some
There was
games
people
isn't just to play the game.
There
but
was people I saw at level 500, and I sat there and I tried figuring out how they managed to reach level 500.
it's just because on the
When it's-
first day of the season, they just max
Yeah.
out their battle pass.
It's near impossible for normal people to even reach level 300, which is why you only had to reach level 215 to get all the rainbow skins.
Okay, the people who have like really high tiers, sure, there's maybe like a couple that you will come across in a blue moon who actually work their ways up to the tiers. But for most people, I'm pretty sure they just bought them and just went on with the game. A part of gaming is to play the
Have
game,
fun.
to get experience, to level up, to unlock new items.
And have
It-
fun in the end.
It's different now, considering that people could just buy everything and be done with it.
We rip on
Like, one of the best parts in gaming for me back then was actually playing the game to level up, to unlock new stuff. It's different now, considering that people could just buy it.
we rip on Branson in the chat all the time, right? You've done it, I've done it, Sam's done it, Michael's done it, Riley's done it. Everyone in the chat has done it, right? We rip on Branson for playing Fortnite, right? And he gets mad at us. But in the end, we're just doing it because it's funny, right? We're not actually saying that he's a bad person because he plays Fortnite all the time. If he's having fun playing Fortnite and he wants to play Fortnite to
Okay,
have fun.
I'm not gonna judge people on what kind of games they play, but if they play Fortnite, they deserve to get kicked.
Well, I mean, if he was only playing Fortnite, then I would agree with you. But he plays Minecraft, he plays Smash Bros, he plays all these other games.
Yeah,
He just enjoys Fortnite.
you
more.
could play Fortnite and still like it, and it's not necessarily that Fortnite is a bad game. It's just the community is what makes it bad.
Yeah. Like, if I were to come across a kid who only played Fortnite, didn't give Call of Duty a look in, Minecraft was bad to them, like, they purposely went out of their way to avoid every other game but Fortnite just because they thought it was fun and they didn't want to play anything else, I would have to throw that kid over a wall. Like, I would pick that child up, bigger than me, smaller than me,
Okay.
lighter than me, heavier than me. I don't care. I
What-
would
okay,
pick them up.
What
and
would
throw
you
them.
do if you're walking around town and you see a bunch of kids doing Fortnite dances?
It depends on the situation, right? If I'm in Walmart and I see them doing the Fortnite dances in front of the Fortnite toys because they're having, like, a good laugh and they're being sarcastic about it or they're being actually serious about it, I'm not going to do anything. They're having fun. They're being kids.
It's what they enjoy.
Yeah,
I'm not going to
they're being
bash on
kids.
someone for doing stuff what they enjoy.
But if they've just beat the crap out of someone and they decide to take the L over this unconscious child, I would walk up to them, grab them by the scruff of the neck, and drop kick them so hard they don't wake up.
Did you just say you wanted to kill a child? We're doing a Fortnite dance?
But no, back to what I was saying about Branson. He plays all these other games, but he enjoys Fortnite the most, right?
We
So-
should do a podcast featuring Blue Core. That would be cool.
That might actually be cool. But like, if he's happy playing Fortnite and he enjoys the other games too, but he wants to play Fortnite the most, why should we stop him? Why should we go out of our way to be like, you're so stupid. Stop playing Fortnite. Stop being gay. You know, Fortnite in and of itself is not a bad game.
I don't hate Fortnite, but the one thing what seriously pisses me off most about it, and I don't know why, but Fortnite callouts. Absolutely hate them. I cannot stand Fortnite callouts when they're in a game. Oh, they're on top of me, they're rotating. Oh my god, this guy's eating all of my shots. It's not the fact that they just sound gay. It's just the fact that they're so stupid and so obnoxious.
Like, the phrase cranking 90s angers me to no end. And I realize that 90s are a mechanic in the game that people have found that exploits the amount of, like, resources you can get and use and make and, like, reduce your overall consumption. So 90s in and of themselves are a good mechanic. But I hear someone say cranking 90s and my first thought is I want to punch you right in your teeth.
Just most gaming callouts are just stuff that really annoys me. And yeah, I know gaming callouts are like huge when it comes to certain games and stuff like that, but at the same time, it's just I can't get over them for some reason.
There's a joke that I found on TikTok a while ago, and we're going back to TikTok for just a second. This girl says
the point of the whole podcast is to go off topic as much as we can. Yeah. So I honestly don't care.
This girl says, y'all can't communicate in a relationship, but you can tell someone in 6 words or less that you're in trouble in a game. And this guy goes, yeah, because it's easier to say shotgun in the left hallway than my crippling depression is ruining this relationship.
Oop.
I like how she opened the door again.
Just aggressively jumped off the bed and started whining, so I assumed he wanted to come in here.
Probably.
And he just dipped. Otis is like, nah, deuces fam, I'm out.
But anyways, it's getting dark, so we should probably finish this up. So let's finish the Fortnite topic, and then we'll get done.
All right.
I want you to keep this.
Okay. Hello, cat.
Just for the night.
Now, my issue with Fortnite that I had, it is no longer an issue because it has been slightly rectified, right? The amount of V-Bucks you need to pay for a single skin.
Oh my god. I remember the V-Buck system before they lowered their prices.
It was a nightmare. You had to pay $10 to get a pickaxe. A pickaxe.
A
Any
singular
rarity.
pickaxe.
If you paid $10, you could get 2 skins of green rarity. Nothing higher.
Dude, something what seriously pissed me off the most. Let's say you're maxed out on your battle pass, and Fortnite was around the time where everyone just started buying all of their stuff just to unlock everything, just so they could say that they have it, because they're not good enough to unlock it themselves, so they just buy it.
Yeah.
So it was at this time, like, let's say that you're like 100 V-Bucks off from a skin that you absolutely want. You have to pay $10 just for an extra 100 V-Bucks just for that one skin that you could get. And with the remaining V-Bucks that you bought, the most you could use that for is a singular pickaxe right after that.
Of any rarity. Or
so you have to pay $10 for an extra 100 V-Bucks.
A green rarity skin. You could also get a green rarity skin with the remaining 900 V-Bucks. Right?
And that's not a lot for $10.
No, it's
like
not.
I could take $10 and go to Walmart.
Here he goes trying to open the door again.
Oop. But no, I could take $10 and go to Walmart and walk out with more stuff than I can when it comes to Fortnite.
Yeah.
Their stuff is so overpriced.
It's a lot better now. It's a lot better now. And the way it works now, they've reduced the price. And actually, what they did was if you paid for a certain number of V-Bucks, they would actually gift you back the amount of V-Bucks that was
oh my god,
what
dude.
they owed you from what
Don't
you
even
paid.
get me started on their refund system. Their refund system was literally the worst thing they added. Yeah, it's a good idea, but the way how they executed it was god awful. Only 3 refunds a lifetime.
Yeah.
How about you do it like 3 refunds a season?
Or 3 refunds a week.
Because obviously when people have refunds, they're going to want to use it as much as possible because it's a new feature. So they're going to want to use it as much as possible. So they're going to refund. They're going to use all 3 of their refunds so quickly within a day at most. And then that's it. They have no more refunds. Like, let's say you make an accidental purchase later on. Oh, don't have any more refunds. Can't do nothing about it. You just wasted some money. There's no way you're getting that money back.
Back when I was learning my controls, I accidentally wasted all of my 3 refunds in one day.
Yeah,
On
that's
the same item.
That's what's so bad. about their refund system. And another thing, what just really pissed me off too, it just left my head. I don't even remember it.
Okay,
Anyways, we're coming up to like an hour on the podcast now.
Yeah. Let me finish what I was saying and then we can end it. All right.
All right.
So, the biggest thing with Fortnite that I've found that is actually an issue now is children.
Oh my god, dude.
Like, back when it was in season 5, if you asked someone if they had a mic and they didn't respond, it was done. It was over with. But now there's children always. Do you have a mic? 5 seconds later, nobody's responded. Does anyone have a mic?
5 seconds later.
Do you have a mic?
Do you have if they don't answer the first time, it's obvious they don't have a mic, or rather, they don't want to talk to you.
I got into a game one day last season, and it angered me to no avail. It was and I don't mean to sound racist here, it was these black children. I could tell they were black. I could literally tell from their voices and their mannerisms they were black. Or they were trying to be hood. I couldn't tell.
Cat do be meowing, though.
To be honest, I didn't care because of how annoying they were. And like I said, I'm not trying to be racist. I'm not trying to be facetious. These children had loud rap music playing in the background. There was 4 of them, and I could tell because
dude, the people who play music in an online game, they deserve to go to the deepest pits of hell and burn there for all eternity.
Whoa, okay.
Because let's say you have your headset on and you're trying to hear the game so you can focus on your surroundings and everything, and then you just have some stupid 9-year-old who's just blasting their crappy ass 6ix9ine on the mic, and you can't even hear your own team, you can't even hear the game audio, and you're always dying because of the lack of communication. Because some kid wants to play their shitty rap music that no one cares for.
I was actually in Team Rumble. And this is how it annoyed me the most. Because I couldn't die and then just leave the game easily. And I was trying to get experience, so I was trying to go for the XP coins last season. And there was one in the circle that I needed, but I couldn't get. Because I kept dying anytime I got close to it. But these children are just sitting there in a box at the top of the build limit. Going, oh yeah, you can't shoot me. You can't shoot me. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Huh? And then they got shot down and they'd be like, bruh, why you shooting my brother? Why you shooting my brother, huh? Why you shooting my brother? And I sniped a guy who was actually walking up behind these kids, and they turned around, looked at me and went, why you shooting at me, bruh? Huh? Why you shooting at me? Huh? What you doing? Huh?
Dude, kids on Fortnite is literally the most annoying thing imaginable.
Also,
I just hate kids in general. I'm sorry to say it. Just children, to me, I just hate them. I'm not saying every single children should die.
I actually have another issue with Fortnite. The matchup system.
Hold on, let me get on my rant real quick. Kids are annoying. And yeah, I understand they're kids. They can't really control it. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't really have much to say other than the fact that I just don't like kids. If I see a kid out in public and they're just doing normal kid things, I'm not going to judge them for being kids because they are kids. But at the same time, I just don't really like them.
So my other issue with Fortnite that I actually have legitimately is the matchup system. I have had a problem with it since about Chapter 2, Season 1, because in the original chapter, it wasn't bad, because people weren't bad. But in this season, the matchup system is broken. It is so busted, and I hate it so much. Because if you're in a certain rank in
the cat is stuck.
I know. If you're in a certain rank in the arena...
Wait. He doing it. He about to get free. Bro, he's going to throw everything out of your closet.
I don't doubt that.
I hope he does just for content.
But anyways, if you're in a certain rank in
arena... You could do it, Jazz. Oh, he did it.
If you're in a certain rank in arena, I feel like you should be matched up only with people of that same rank. And not because it's better for you, but because those people are either really bad and they just lucked their way into it, or they're really good and they will actually put up a good fight. And you should be able to play with people of your own skill level. Like, I sweat last season to even reach Contender League.
You know, let's save this rant for the next episode. We're on an hour right now.
Okay.
Thank you for tuning into this podcast. I'm sorry if it wasn't as good as the last one. There's been like a lot of interruptions and shit like that. I would say we could just go back and edit them out, but I honestly don't feel like doing the work. So I'm just going to keep them in here. Sorry if you hear cats, dogs, and all sorts of other shit. There was just a lot of stuff around us at the time. Next time when we do next week's podcast, we're going to make sure that we're in a quiet room where nothing will really interrupt us. And we'll be more consistent with our topics and not stay on one topic for the entire podcast. So if you guys did happen to enjoy this podcast, consider liking it because, this takes a lot of work to do even though it's just talking.
Go subscribe to our YouTube channels.
Yeah,
Make sure.
We'll try and have the links in the description.
We're going to have these up on this new channel that we've made for this second video. We're going to upload it on both of our channels as well to promote the new channel.
As much as possible.
It's going to have the same name.
We're going to see about next episode of the podcast featuring a gaming clan that we're somewhat involved in, or Preston is more involved in it than I am. So stay tuned for the next week's podcast. We're going to be featuring Blue Corps if they're down for it.
If they can join it, then they'll be in it. I guarantee it.
We just need to try and get a Discord call or something going, then we are bingo, boongo, bongo on our way. So like the video, and we'll see you all for the next week's episode, and peace out.